On June 11, 2022, the Washington Post reported a groundbreaking claim. A Google programmer believed that an AI he interacted with was conscious. This statement ignited a flurry of debates among AI researchers and the general public. While many experts quickly dismissed the claim, stating that acting conscious doesn't equate to being conscious, the incident raised a fundamental question. How do we truly know if an AI or even a human is conscious? Consciousness is a profound and elusive concept. We often take it for granted, but understanding it scientifically is a monumental challenge. One of the main issues is that we lack a reliable way to measure consciousness. Traditional methods, such as observing behavior or measuring brain activity, have their limitations. We can't always be sure if a person is conscious, even if they appear unconscious. Cases of patients remaining conscious during anesthesia or being found conscious after coma diagnosis highlight this uncertainty. To address these challenges, we need a rigorous scientific theory of consciousness, a theory that can explain when and how consciousness arises and provide measurable criteria for its presence. This is where integrated information theory, or IIT, comes into play. IIT was first proposed by neuroscientist Giulio Tononi in 2008 and has since gained traction among leading neuroscientists, including Christoph Koch. IIT attempts to explain consciousness through a set of axioms and postulates that translate into mathematical equations. These equations help determine whether a system, be it biological or artificial, possesses consciousness. IIT starts with 5 fundamental axioms. 1. Intrinsic existence. Consciousness exists and is undeniable. It's an intrinsic aspect of our being. 2. Information. Consciousness provides information by differentiating between different states. For instance, not seeing an elephant gives us information that we're not looking at an elephant. 3. Integration. Consciousness is unified. We experience a cohesive whole rather than fragmented pieces. 4. Composition. Conscious experiences are structured, comprising various elements across space and time. 5. Exclusion. There are boundaries to our conscious experience. We are only aware of a limited field of view at any given moment. These axioms lead to mathematical postulates that describe the properties of physical systems that generate consciousness. To quantify consciousness, IIT uses the concept of integrated information denoted by Fisheye F. This measures how much the system's elements work together to create a unified experience. The higher the value of F, the more conscious the system is. In IIT, causal mechanisms are crucial. A mechanism is a set of elements that influence the system's state. By examining how removing or altering these mechanisms affects the system, IIT quantifies the information they generate. This involves computing both cause and effect information, which tells us how a mechanism's current state influences the system's past and future states. Despite the progress made by IIT, we still face the hard problem of consciousness. This term, coined by philosopher David Chalmers, refers to the difficulty of explaining why and how physical processes in the brain give rise to subjective experiences, or qualia. These are the personal, first-person experiences we all have, like the redness of red or the pain of a headache. Currently, there is no widely accepted theoretical framework for understanding how physical processes could give rise to qualia. Most computational models of consciousness focus on the functional aspects of the brain: information processing, neural networks, and computational algorithms, but these do not account for the qualitative aspect of experiences. Without a solid theoretical foundation, it is challenging to construct models that can bridge the gap between objective brain activity and subjective experiences. Complexity of neural processes. The brain's complexity further complicates the modeling of qualia. The brain is a massively parallel, highly interconnected organ, and our understanding of its workings is still incomplete. The interplay between different neural processes and how they might collectively produce conscious experience is not yet fully understood. This complexity makes it difficult to pinpoint specific neural correlates of consciousness and to incorporate them into computational models. Philosophical challenges. Finally, there are significant philosophical challenges. Questions about the nature of consciousness and the existence of qualia touch on deep philosophical issues about the mind-body relationship, the nature of reality, and the limits of human understanding. These philosophical debates influence the scientific approaches to modeling consciousness, creating additional layers of complexity and contention. Conclusion. In summary, the biggest problem in creating a computational model for the qualia of consciousness lies in the intrinsic difficulty of explaining subjective experiences through objective means. The hard problem of consciousness, the subjectivity of qualia, the lack of a theoretical framework, the complexity of neural processes, and deep philosophical challenges all contribute to the formidable task of modeling qualia. Overcoming these hurdles will likely require significant advances in neuroscience, philosophy, and computational theory, as well as potentially new paradigms for understanding the mind and consciousness.